I'm Karen Lujan, and I did the Culinary Management program here at OCI.
I'm Daniel Edwards, and I did the Culinary Management program as well here at OCI.
I'm Alyssum, I did the Culinary Management here at OCI. Actually, we started together.
Yeah, we've been in every single class this whole time.
I was actually taking classes for nursing, and a friend of mine kind of just said, hey, if money wasn't an issue, you could only choose one job for the rest of your life, what would you do? And I was like, well, I want to cook. And they're like, well, why don't you just go to school for that? And a couple weeks later, I was enrolled here, actually. So I kind of jumped, it got the fire under my butt, and I looked at different schools, and I kind of did the comparisons, the pros and cons. And OCI, it really stood out. I've worked in restaurants before I came here, and restaurants always have kind of that family feel. Everyone kind of watch each other's backs, and I got that feeling more here from people I talked to, and just student testimonials as well. You really felt more like the people who go here enjoy being around each other, and that's part of a community that I wanted to be in.
All right, well, I've been in restaurants for 10 years, but never back of the house. So I decided to just do it, learn about it. I went to all the other schools here in Portland, and they just weren't the right fit. And then I came here, and everyone was amazing. All the instructors talked to me the first day. I was invited for dinner. The students were very friendly and really happy to be here, so I signed up the next day, and here I am. It was probably a lot different than I thought. It was harder than I thought. Management made me love this school. Our management program is just amazing.
The classes that I took, having some experience, it really kind of put into perspective what I knew and how much more I could learn on top of that. You know, even with simple techniques, things that I thought I actually did have down, and just certain tricks of the trade which helped me to realize, oh, I can do this so much more efficiently or so much better. And there are tons of things I've learned here which I've cooked for friends and family, and just kind of taken to the next level. They're like, oh wow, he really is learning. And that's always satisfying to me as well. It's like, hey, I'm not in school for nothing. I can see my own progression in things that I cook, especially also where I work. I can see, so I guess especially my attitude and my work ethic, that's also changed, and I attribute that to OCI. They make you want to work hard. It isn't that, you know, they're threatening with a bad grade, or you know, you feel the pressure, but it's because you want to succeed, not because you have to succeed. And I think that's a big playing factor in even careers these days. It's like you pretty much set up your own story, and however well you want to do, you can do, as long as you apply yourself. The classes have been intense. There's a lot of things that I had absolutely no idea about, especially like costing. That's had a big impact on my life, purchasing decisions and how I make food at home, especially. I've saved a lot more money by eating here, but but I've also just been able to gain so much knowledge that I really don't think I would have learned just continuing to be in the culinary field professionally, just without schooling.
OCI taking over the Heathman.
Yep.
Woo-hoo!
Is that what you guys are doing?
There's four. We've got myself, Chase, Alyssum, and Tammy. And Tammy's the assistant manager.
We all have great jobs.
Did you have any highlights here at school? Any personal highlights?
James Beard Awards.
Yeah, the James Beard.
Oh, we're all James
All
Beard
three of
Awards.
us.
All three of us. I forgot that.
Okay, tell us about that.
That was fun.
Well, it was an internal school competition. The 2011 year, OCI hosted the James Beard Award nomination ceremony for the Northwest. I think that's correct. And so we had
media luncheon.
Right, and we had
It was nationwide though. It was.
Yeah.
When they announced the finalists nationwide.
Oh, that's right.
Not the winners, but the finalists.
Right, the finalists to be selected for the winners. But we had an internal school competition where we took one of James Beard's classic recipes, put our own twist to it, preferably with the twist of Oregon, or the Northwest, because James Beard was such in love with this area of the United States. And out of, how many entered? It was like 12 or
I don't know.
something.
I can't remember.
Well, there's a certain amount of students who entered recipes, and we ended up being semi-finalists to actually make our recipes. And then out of the people who made our recipes, 3 out of the 4 people who were finalists or who won are here.
Yeah.
And these two were doing the culinary side. They did some amazing looking and tasting dishes. And I went out of the box a little. I like sweet stuff, so I made a Pokemon sounding dessert, which I really liked.
A clafouti.
Heck yeah, I choose you.
And ours was on a website. It was pretty rad.
Yeah.
Pictured on a website.
Highlight was
banner.
probably going to that after party at Cleaners.
Yes.
Oh, that was awesome. And we got
That's
to
a
see the
great way to
chefs, you
network,
know,
yeah.
it's a little starstruck. You hear about these chefs and you're like, oh yeah, they work at this such and such a place. And then you see them, you're like, oh wow, you know, you get your name on the menu. These chefs are aware of who made the dish, and then hey, you can kind of network to them and be like,
oh, yeah.
hi, you know, you ate my dessert, but I wanted to just let you know who I am, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And actually, the chef that I had kind of outreach to asked me for my recipe, so I was really flattered for that. I really hope it doesn't end up on our menu. I'll have to check with Alex. But it was kind of nice because
We got a network.
yeah, the networking opportunities, especially here, have just been amazing. The resources and the faculty have been such a help. So.
Yeah, it's been an amazing experience.
Same highlight then?
Oh yeah,
Yeah, sorry,
I met
talked.
everybody. Like at that party, I went and introduced myself to everybody. They probably thought I was crazy, but I was like, I made an appetizer for you, yay! So yeah, that was definitely one of the highlights. It was nice too because it was right in the middle of management, so we were able to get back into the kitchen, which was kind of fun.
Be on top of time management. Whether or not you're in school, it's easy to let things kind of slip under the rug or in the back of your mind, and then it catches up with you.
Put it on the back burner.
Yeah, the back burner that's like
Culinary
full
jokes.
blowing, and then you know all of a
Oh,
sudden
so
you
good.
have a burnt reduction.
Ooh, too far.
But I think, especially for going along the same lines of being kind and being patient, you have to realize that especially in this field, 90% of people you meet you'll see again. Even if they move, you know, you'll either hear about them or you'll see them on TV one day, you'll be like, oh my gosh, I know that person, or you'll see them opening a restaurant in the newspaper or whatever it may be. And the importance of my motto, and I'm sure other people have it as well, you don't have to like someone, you just have to be able to work with them. And you know, you have to show that level of respect. And I mean, it's true though, sometimes you get stuck with people you really would not like to work with, but you just get through it. And I try to be kind and friendly to everyone, and there's people who've gotten under my skin, but just keeping a cool head and just realizing, hey, it's just a day, it'll pass. Everyone has their problems, regardless of whether it's school or personal related. And there's been times when I've let it get to me as well. So just remembering to not take things with a grain of salt and not take things too seriously, unless it's homework, then take it seriously. All of the faculty here, it's really interesting because they all have a unique, they all have something unique to offer. None of the instructors here are like the others in really any way. And I think that dynamic keeps it interesting.
Amazing chefs here, and all of our instructors, all of them have done so much with their careers, and they're just here to teach us. It's pretty impressive.
If you're thinking of going here, I'd highly recommend it. People always say, oh, this is the best choice I've ever made, and hey, honestly, it really was for me. I don't regret it, and it's tough, but anything that's worth having is tough, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, the networking opportunities, especially here, have just been amazing. The resources and the faculty have been such a help.